Kanye West, he truly needs no introduction. Looking at his Spotify page, he is still, under the Kanye West name, getting over 62 million monthly listeners. And that is in May of 2025. There have been lots of reasons to boycott Kanye West, yet he is still the 27th most listened to artist in the world on Spotify. But as I'm sure you're all aware, Kanye West is no more. Kanye West as a name has been retired. He will not be posting music under that name. Instead, we have a new Spotify account called Ye. Kanye has referred to himself as Ye for multiple years now, but now he is releasing music under that title. And the first song that he posted under his brand new name is World War III. Then World War III would be followed up by Cousins, where Kanye West talks about, you want to just hear it for yourself. And the most recent song that he's posted, which is not available on Spotify or just about anything, I can't even pronounce the name on YouTube, so that's fun. The worst part about this song is that it's actually very good. But how did we get here? Why is one of the most notorious music artists now posting about Adolf Hitler now? Well, take my hand and I will take you on a journey of the never-ending crash out of Kanye West. If you want more videos like this, make sure you hit that like button. And if you want to see more from me, make sure that you hit that subscribe button because only 60% of you are subscribed.
So that was a fucking lie.
Now, to paint a picture of what Kanye West was like starting out, Kanye West lived and died by his beats. He had great capabilities in producing music. This would be showcased in 2001 on Jay-Z's album The Blueprint. This is where most people would have first heard of Kanye West's music. But Kanye West wouldn't have a solo career until 2004, where Kanye West would tell us the story of The College Dropout.
College Dropout is Kanye's first album, and the album that would begin his ascent into stardom. In the years before this album came out, he was just a producer who worked with a bunch of different artists. The one you'll probably know is Jay-Z, who actually pushed for record executives to fund a solo album for Kanye. I think my favorite aspect of this album is just how, triumphant it sounds, and it's even better now knowing that during the album's production, literally everyone was doubting every single detail of it. I know the record labels didn't want to fund him because he was making songs about religion and his family and making money instead of the typical gangster rap, selling drugs and killing people shit. And they also thought he wasn't even capable of rapping on his own or making his own album on his own, so they barely even wanted to fund this album. And when it came out, it absolutely fucking exploded. After it came out, it reached number 2 on the Billboard 200 and got certified platinum 4 times, and is still to this day one of the highest rated albums of all time. Absolute banger!
This trilogy would continue in the very next year with Late Graduation and in 2007 with Graduation. When people are telling you but he made Graduation, this album is what they are talking about.
Since his last album had absolutely fucking exploded him into the stratosphere, he had to answer the question of how could you possibly follow up an album like College Dropout. Since the last album, just about everyone started to use his signature chipmunk soul style. So for this album, he decided to tone it down a bit and actually hire an entire 20-piece orchestra to give the album a more cinematic sound, which sounds fantastic. You can really tell it's not like MIDI or just sampling classical music. It's the real thing. It's awesome. Of course, I couldn't go without mentioning Gold Digger, possibly his biggest song ever. This song would absolutely blow up and would take Kanye from a breakout success to one of the most famous musicians in the world. Banger album, 8 out of 10. Touch the Sky is the best song in the album.
To this very day, the top 5 most popular songs on Kanye West's page, according to Spotify, 2 of them are from this album, being Flashing Lights and I Wonder. Notably enough, all the other songs are from different albums, except for Graduation. And arguably, this is probably because of TikTok sounds. I wouldn't be surprised.
Around the time after Late Registration, Kanye would realize that when he would go to clubs, most of the time they wouldn't really be playing hip-hop. It'd mostly be pop or EDM music. So we decided to infuse both genres into this album to be the perfect album to be played in clubs and parties. To this day, you cannot go to a single party where you don't hear at least one song that's on this album. The album also brings back a lot more soul sampling, which makes it kind of the culmination of every element that makes his music so fucking good. I love this fucking album. 10 out of 10, one of my top 10 albums just of all time. Also, I like Drunken Hot Girls. I enjoy that song.
Now, mind you, if you're just now thinking that Kanye West is crazy, well, he's had some antics even as early as the 2000s. Most notably, when he was on NBC in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Now, this comment may seem very off the wall, but mind you that the demographics of the areas that were most affected by Hurricane Katrina were overwhelmingly black, and many were critical of FEMA's hurricane relief at the time.
I sing country music, so thank you so much for giving me a chance to win a VMA award.
At the tail end of the 2000s, Kanye West would storm the VMA stage while Taylor Swift was giving her acceptance speech. As Taylor Swift won the Best Female Video Award, Kanye West protested, saying that it belonged to Beyonce.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
By the time that Kanye West was done with his speech, he handed the mic back to Taylor Swift and her time was up. After this stunt, Taylor Swift allegedly was seen hysterically crying backstage because of this outburst.
Yeah, I don't know him, and I've never met him, so...
So were you a fan before?
Yeah.
Some sources from inside Radio City claims that Kanye West was drunk during this incident. Towards the end of the show, Taylor Swift would be able to say her speech thanks to Beyonce, who gave up her time to let Taylor Swift speak. Kanye West would later post an apology to his blog, saying, "I'm so sorry to Taylor Swift and her fans and her mom. I spoke to her mother right after and she said the same thing my mother would have said. She is very talented. I like the lyrics about being a cheerleader and she's in the bleachers. I'm in the wrong for going on stage and taking away from her moment. Beyonce's video was the best of this decade. I'm sorry to my fans if I let you guys down. I'm sorry to my friends at MTV. I will apologize to Taylor tomorrow. Welcome to the real world. Everybody wanna boo me, but I'm a fan of real pop culture. No disrespect, but we watching the show at the crib right now cause, well, you know, I'm still happy for Taylor. Booyah! You are very, very talented. I gave my awards to Outkast when they deserved it over me. That's what it is. I'm not crazy, y'all. I'm just real. Sorry for that. I really feel bad for Taylor and I'm sincerely sorry. Much respect."
Oh, it's actually someone's emotions, you know, that I stepped on, and it was rude, period. And
Kanye West's interruption became a meme in the late 2000s, early 2010s era of the internet, and it would even continue to be referenced by those closest to Kanye West and Taylor Swift, such as Jay-Z and even Taylor Swift herself.
It's the best way to be interrupted, by the way, just people chanting your name. It's really the only way to be interrupted. And I would know.
During the VMAs, he may have been geeked up, but afterwards, he would lock the fuck in. Kanye West would go to Honolulu to make the album My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He said he wanted this album to be a backhanded apology to the industry after his incident during the VMAs. He rented the entirety of Avex Studios 24 hours a day. He was working around the clock with his team of engineers and producers. And just around a year later, on November 22nd, 2010, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy has come out, and it remains one of the most expensive albums to this day, costing around $3 million to produce, and that's in 2010's money. The large investment would be worth it though, as this album would go triple platinum in the United States.
The best album in Kanye's entire discography, and the greatest hip-hop album of all time, better than To Pimp a Butterfly. This is the auditory equivalent of reaching nirvana and becoming one with the universe. Kanye's adrenochrome dealer came in clutch with this one. He was hopped up on that good shit for this record. Kosher Epstein Vril Swag flow state had been activated. Every aspect of this album was designed to absolute gourmet perfection. The general theme I've gathered from this album is ego and power. Just a sheer display of megalomania. Kanye at this point was on top of the world. There was no one at the time making music that could match him. No one had more respect. No one had more money. And no one had more talent. And this album's themes encapsulate all of that. After many years of struggle, he had finally reached the top of the mountain. My beautiful, dark, twisted fantasy was the mountain's peak. But there's only so long you can stay at the top of the mountain before eventually you have to come back down. Anthony Fantano, I am in your walls. I am out for blood.
Skip forward to 2012, where Kanye West would officially start dating Kim Kardashian. The couple would get engaged in October of 2013 and would be officially married in May of 2014. They would go on to have 4 children together. Northwest, born in June of 2013. Saint West, born in December 2015. Chicago West, born in 2018. And Psalm West, born in 2019. To note that Northwest was born before they were married or even engaged for that matter, and the latter 2 children were born via surrogacy. Quite the interesting crossover would occur in 2018, where both Kim Kardashian and Kanye West would meet with President Trump for the sake of a 63-year-old woman serving life in prison on charges related to cocaine possession and money laundering. Kim Kardashian would do this again under the Biden administration in April of 2024, talking with Vice President Kamala Harris about releasing more criminals. Where Kim Kardashian was squeamish about the idea of getting too political or too partisan, Kanye West was more willing to advocate on his behalf. The most notable example is this tweet of Kanye West saying, "You don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. We are both dragon energy. He is my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everything anyone does. That's what makes us individuals. And we have the right to independent thought." Donald Trump would then quote tweet this saying, "Thank you, Kanye, very cool." A little whiles later, Kanye West would address his controversy of being so attached to Donald Trump by releasing this song called Ye vs. the People, starring T.I. as the People. This song was very much overshadowed by a song that released just the next day called Lift Yourself, but Ye vs. the People is a very interesting song, which I haven't really seen done before or since.
Feel an obligation to show people new ideas, and if you want to hear them, they go to right here. Make America great again. Had a negative perception, I took it, boy, rocked it, gave it a new direction, added empathy, caring, love, and affection. Y'all simply questioning my methods.
What you willing to lose for the point to be proved? This shit is stubborn, selfish, bullheaded, even for you. You wore a dusty ass hat to represent the same views of white supremacy, man, we expect better from you.
The song at its core is 2 people with opposing viewpoints discussing politics, which really does not sound interesting until you actually listen to it. The dynamic between T.I. and Kanye West in this song is very interesting, as at this point they do legitimately oppose each other politically, but they were able to work together to make this song, where T.I. is making very surface level observations on issues such as like police brutality, racism, the very bog standard liberal talking points. Kanye West speaks to almost a higher idea. He even makes the analogy of a gang truce, saying this is like the first blood to shake a Crip's hand. And Kanye West also alludes to the fact that there's a lot of people that do agree with him but are scared to speak up about it, which lest we forget how much things have changed in the past 7 years, in 2018, especially in industries such as music, entertainment, news, you would legitimately be persona non grata for daring to say anything positive about Donald Trump. In 2019, a major shift happened for Kanye West. He would profess his life to Christ and make a gospel album named Jesus is King, released in October of 2019. Mind you, just the year before, Kanye West released I Love It featuring Lil Pump, where he was talking about, you know, having sex with hoes. Interestingly enough, Kanye West would be very quick to condemn that song, calling it satanic. Kanye West even floated the idea of changing the lyrics to his old songs when he's performing live to better match his Christian worldview. But in 2020, Kanye West would indulge himself even deeper into politics, putting his own hat in the ring.
As you probably could have guessed by this moment, I have decided in 2020 to run for president.
running for the 2020 presidential election as an independent under the birthday party. He would announce that he would be running on Twitter July 4th, 2020. When Kanye West was asked about why he chose the birthday party as the name, he said that, "Because when we win, it's everybody's birthday." At this point, Kanye West no longer supported Donald Trump, citing it's because he hid in a bunker during the COVID-19 pandemic. He continued saying, "You know, Obama's special, Trump's special. We say Kanye West is special. America needs special people that lead. Bill Clinton, special. Joe Biden's not special." Kanye West's first presidential rally of the 2020 election cycle would be held on July 19th. This campaign rally showed us that Kanye West's party, Kanye West's positions would be more of a Christian direction to either of the competition. Kanye would profess his opposition to abortion, his policy of restoring school prayer, and engaging in America First diplomacy. In an interview with Forbes in July of 2020, Kanye West would even say that he is ignorant on issues such as taxes and foreign policy. This was after he announced he was running for president. During this campaign rally, Kanye West would get very personal, talking about how he was contemplating aborting his firstborn daughter, Northwest.
My dad wanted to abort me. My mom saved my life. There would have been no Kanye West because my dad was too busy.
Kanye West understandably got very emotional, talking about how he nearly murdered his own child in his own words. I do remember a lot of people at the time saying this was clearly a sign of mental illness, but my official rebuttal to that, only 5 years later, is that obviously I think it's understandable for a father of anybody to be very emotional and to break down crying when talking about how he nearly ended the life of his daughter. Obviously, looking in hindsight, the case for mental illness is very strong considering what evidence we now have that Kanye West is severely mentally ill. But I think it's okay for somebody to break down during such a very personal matter. So since we live in the dark timeline, Kanye West did not win the 2020 presidential election, having received only 66,000 votes across 12 states that he had ballot access in. The write-in votes wouldn't do him too much favors, as that only gave him an added 4,000 votes. In 2021, mere months after losing the presidential election to Joe Biden, rumors would circulate the internet of an affair between Kanye West and Jeffree Star, which, to clarify, Jeffree Star is male. These rumors are largely unsubstantiated, besides the fact that years later, only in 2025, Jeffree Star would then say how, yes, he did sleep with Kanye West, but that could be just to troll people and to gain a little bit of relevance, considering Kanye West in 2025 is just as hot of a topic as he was for the past 10, 15 years now. Also in January of 2021, CNN had reported that Kanye West and Kim Kardashian were discussing divorce. Only a month later, Kardashian had officially filed for the divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, agreeing to joint custody of their children, and declining spousal support from each other. This divorce settlement was finalized in November of 2022, where Kanye West was ordered to pay $200,000 a month in monthly child support and to be responsible for half of the children's medical, education, and security expenses. During this period of divorce, Kim Kardashian would begin seeing SNL host Pete Davidson. Thanks to People magazine, we have an official timeline of this whole relationship.
I wasn't even thinking like, oh my God, I'm gonna be in a relationship with him. I was just thinking like, heard about this BDE, need to get out there. Like I need to just like jumpstart I was just basically DTF.
In October 9th, 2021, Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson would kiss on Saturday Night Live during a skit parodying Aladdin. On October 30th, 2021, Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson would be seen together on the Not Scary Farm ride. In the photo, they were seen holding hands, but an insider told people that they were just friends. Skipping forward to February 7th, that's where we get definitive proof that they are dating, where Pete Davidson would call Kim Kardashian his girlfriend for the first time. And then later in February of 2022, Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson would celebrate Valentine's Day together. So yes, at this point, it was very much official. But how did Kanye West respond to such? It took her less than a year, which to be fair, like she literally got famous for like sucking Ray J's cock, but you know. Kanye West responded in kind in March of 2022 with Easy. And the music video is very unhinged, where it's a claymation Kanye West just killing Pete Davidson. Kanye West and Pete Davidson would have a text conversation regarding the whole Pete Davidson kind of being with your ex-wife thing. Funny enough, it was engaged by Pete Davidson saying, "Yo, it's Skeet. Can you please take a second to calm down? It's 8 a.m. and it don't gotta be like this. Kim is literally the best mother I've ever met. What she does for those kids is amazing, and you are so effing lucky that she's your kid's mom. I've decided I'm not gonna let you treat us this way anymore, and I'm done being quiet. Grow the F up. Oh, you're using profanity? Where are you right now? In bed with your wife. Happy to see that you're at the hospital and rehab. Same here. It's wonders what those places do when you go get help. You should try it. I'm in LA for the day if you want to stop being a little internet B-word boy and talk." Kanye would respond saying, "You're more than welcome to come to Sunday service. Why don't we meet after Sunday service and Saints game? I'll be at the BHH. We can have food and talk it out in my room. Privately, one-on-one, man to man. What are you doing to your family is dangerous and going to scar them for life. Please handle these matters privately, bro. I beg you. You want to see me? Come to Sunday service. This isn't public, dude. I'm not here for pictures and press, which is obviously all you care about. My offer stands. I'd wish you'd man up for once in your life. Let me help you, man. I struggle with mental stuff too. It's not an easy journey. You don't have to feel this way anymore. There's no shame in having a little help. You'll be so happy and at peace. You have no idea how nice I've been to you despite your actions towards me. I've stopped SNL from talking about or making fun of you, which they've wanted to do for months. I've stopped stand-up comedians from doing bits about your cause. I don't want the father of my girl's kids to look bad out there. I have your back even though you treat me like shit because I want everything to be smooth. But if you continue to press me like you have for the past 6 months, I'm gonna stop being nice." The relationship between Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian would end in August of 2022. In May of 2023, Kim Kardashian would reflect on this relationship, saying that she felt a lot of guilt after the split because Davidson went through a lot because of her relationship with Kanye. In July, she would reiterate saying that she regrets how fast she got into a relationship with Pete Davidson. Because of Kanye West's antics, Pete Davidson was allegedly in trauma therapy. A lot of the things that I skimmed over, mostly because Kanye West deletes a lot of his Instagram posts. Even as late as August, Kanye West posted a image of the New York Times front page. It's an edit, of course, saying Skeet Davidson dead at 28. And this was immediately after the news that they broke up. That Instagram post would be deleted the same day. So just know that you can fill in a lot of the blanks that Kanye West has been posting a lot on Instagram between around March, April of 2022 and August of 2022, all surrounding Pete Davidson and his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. Thing is, he would delete these posts very quickly. But that wouldn't be the craziest thing that happened for Kanye West in 2022. Kanye West would get back in touch with Candace Owens to reveal some new merch. This merch being White Lives Matter. His ethnically charged comments would continue until he showed up on InfoWars in a black mask equipped with a bottle of Yahoo and a net.
What do you have to say to Alex Jones right now, Nick Fuentes and Ye? It was bad. It was bad for Trump to meet with Nick and Ye.
This is in reference to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
I had no idea your voice is going to sound like that, Netanyahu.
Throughout the whole interview, Alex Jones has been trying to give him an out, but Kanye West fails the optics check every single time.
You know, it's like he had a really cool outfit and stuff, and he was a really good architect. And
so you're in love with the look of it.
And he didn't kill 6 million Jews. That's just like factually incorrect.
Kanye West would also hop onto Tim Pool's show with assistance from Milo Yiannopoulos and Nick Fuentes. Interestingly enough, Kanye West did storm off the show prematurely, but the host of the show, Tim Pool, does claim that Kanye West's demeanor was very different once they started streaming compared to beforehand.
And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost. But I still walked in stride through it. Yeah.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is,
corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up, and then
have
think
the
we're not going to have a conversation.
Like have the discussion.
Like you think Ye's going to come in here and say, "Here's my pain, here's my suffering." I'm going to say, "I hear you," and then he's going to say, "And it was Jewish people," and I'm going to be like, "Okay, but don't you consider?" It's like, I'm not going to do this. I refuse.
Make sure he's cool.
All right, go for it.
And footage from before the live stream started of Kanye West shows how different he was before the official podcast started. This does leave Tim Pool to believe that this is all an act, which, if true, does paint a very different picture than that of mental illness.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. When he came on my show, it was staged. It was staged. It was staged. So he comes on, he's in my building, in my studio, for like an hour, having a normal, rational conversation like a normal human being with me. It's no different than if I was talking to my neighbor. No different than any other conversation I've had in Timcast IRL. It was mundane at most. He was saying, I want to run for president. And he said to me, he's like, what do I got to do to win for president? What do you think? Just as calm as I explained. I'm doing an impersonation of Ye. What do you think I got to do to win for the presidency? That's my impersonation of how he was acting, right? And then I said, well, I gave him some answer and I was like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. We started walking up the stairs and he says, I asked you a question. You didn't answer me. I asked you what I got to do to win the presidency. And I was like, I didn't think you were serious. I mean, honestly, ballot harvesting. And he was like, really? What's that? And I said, what the Democrats do is they send workers out. They go to nursing homes. They knock on doors and they collect the ballots from people that normally don't vote. He's like, really? We talked a little about it. He wrote it down. He literally put a pen. He's like, let me write that down. And we get upstairs, sits down, and he starts writing it down. Totally sane, totally rational. Then I say, you guys ready? We'll get the show on the road. And he's like, yeah, all right, let's go. Show starts. I'm like, here's a story. And then Ye goes, from talking like this, and he goes, yo, I'm the same man, like, you bring him out this story, man. You're like, what am I gonna say? Man, I'll get a PJ and fly out here. And I was like, what? He had a private jet waiting for him at the local airport. It's a regional airport used for private flight, not for commercial flight. And he had a jet waiting for him. He, Milo, and Nick got up, left, right there, 27, 28 minutes in, got on a jet. A video popped up from paparazzi, and I'm like, how did he have a jet? So I know I've told the story before, but in this context, I think it's important to say, Ye isn't doing random things.
Oh yeah, did I mention that Nick Fuentes and Kanye West would have dinner with Donald Trump in 2022? Yeah, that's the thing that happened.
2 years ago, November 22nd, 2022, is when I had dinner with Kanye West and Donald Trump. How different things could have been. I wish he had locked in. I really wish he had just locked in and went in the primaries. And I don't know, guys, maybe it could have been different, but he got married, I mean, that's literally what happened. We were talking about Hitler-level policies, running for president, all this kind of stuff. We shook him up. We went to Mar-a-Lago. And then 3 weeks later, he got married, and then we just didn't hear from him.
Donald Trump claims to have only agreed to meet with Kanye West himself, but he brought along Nick and Milo with him. And once they all sat down together, and I say this in full sincerity, they wanted Donald Trump to drop out of the presidential race so that Kanye West could run for president and win.
I'm kind of retarded.
Obviously, Donald Trump didn't take that offer.
Imagine a Yay 24 candidacy with the Israel-Palestine conflict. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if Ye were running for president in the primary after October 7th? With everything that was going on social media with the protests? It would have been unbelievable. But he got married. So that sucks. But you know what? Maybe we'll try again in 2028. You know what? There's always next time.
In 2023 and 2024, most of that was dedicated to making vultures. Interestingly enough, Anthony Fantano straight up refused to review this album because Kanye West is such a bad guy.
This is completely unreviewable trash, and here's why. Question: what is even the purpose of a music review in the first place? I can say, at least in terms of my own intent, that when I do a music review, I hope to achieve a couple of things. One, give the viewer pause and cause them to think about why it is they do or don't like the piece of music or art that I'm doing an overview of. Or two, excite people to give the music that I'm talking about a try. Those are the two things I want to do. Problem: neither of those goals are possible in any scenario that involves reviewing this album. Newsflash, since 2022, Kanye has made it his mission to go full-on anti-Semite, spouting insane conspiracy theories, talking about how he loves Hitler, and at some point I think he realized how much he fucked up with all of that, so now he has to own this total dumpster fire he's created.
Because I suppose it's such an honor to get reviewed by Anthony fucking Fantano.
Now, I don't give a shit if he burned down some churches. I don't care if he murdered a guy. I really don't care if he's racist. If he comes out with an album in the future that I find interesting, I will welcome it with open arms.
You might have heard Nick Fuentes mention that Kanye West got married after this incident. Well, yes, in December of 2022, Kanye West legally married Bianca Censori under a confidential marriage license. Bianca is the model that appears alongside Ye in the album cover for Vultures 1. If you think this album cover is a very revealing position to put your wife in, just wait until we get to the Grammys. And by wait, you don't have to, because we're getting into it right now. At the 2025 Grammy Awards, Kanye West and Bianca Censori would both appear on the red carpet. Their getup for such an occasion was reenacting the Vultures 1 cover. But with a twist, Bianca Censori completely drops all of her clothes. She's completely nude. Why is this completely uncensored on YouTube? What? I was genuinely shocked seeing this nudity on YouTube. What has YouTube become? Starting in February 2025, we've had multiple rumors of Bianca and Kanye West both splitting paths, none of which seem to have really any long-lasting effects. It's always a will they, won't they. Like 1 month, some reports will surface that they've been separated, and then the next month they'll be out in like Italy or something. We did learn from all of this, however, that they got married without a prenuptial agreement. It's hilarious to think that there are genuine reports saying that Bianca wanted to divorce from Kanye West because of his anti-Semitic tirades. Do you understand that she married him in December of 2022? That's like when it started happening. If anything, she's probably making him worse. On Twitter, Kanye West would announce Yeezy porn. I don't think he ever followed up on this, but he just announced it. It never happened. There's also a very interesting period right after the election where Kanye West changed his profile picture to Kamala Harris. This was after she lost, but things really wouldn't ramp up until the Super Bowl in 2025. Now, Kanye West did a similar stunt in 2024, but the thing that makes the 2025 Super Bowl ad so notable is that the link that you're directed to on the website prompted you to purchase a single shirt, and it was a white shirt with a black swastika on it. It had to be shut down.
It's disappointing. I'm a proud Jewish entrepreneur. I'm a proud Jewish community member. You and I have talked about this on the past, that it's a big part of my identity. So obviously I'm devastated by that. But I do believe that good practice, good process leads to good outcomes, and that's what we did here. We pulled the shop down.
This shirt, if anybody actually got it, must be super valuable because I'm sure no one's able to sell this on eBay. But here I would like to introduce a slideshow of Kanye's greatest crash out tweets. This segment is purely for entertainment purposes only. Manic does not condone Kanye West's behavior or any of the tweets featured in this video. This next album got that anti-Semitic sound, my new sound called anti-Semitic. F PlayStation. They banned me for saying GG. F PlayStation. And in the image you can see, I believe it's Rocket League game chat. It says you were banned for 53 hours and 33 minutes. The chat log says GG, but the two fingers are covering what's on each side of the GG. Make of that what you will. If a bisexual can fuck both men and women, why can't I be a Nazi that loved Jews? I'm gonna keep it light with Drake. You know what it is and what it's always been with all those you can skim through bars. Drake been a faggot, always will be a faggot. Name one good Tyler the Creator bar. Name an actually good Kendrick line. Like you really wish you had said that level bar. This is from Kanye's Instagram. A text exchange saying, Donald, this is Ye. Northy wants to make TikToks but the app is banned. Change this, it's for my kids. On it, Kanye, it's Ye. On it, Ye. I have a bigger dick than Drake. He has a longer, but I have more girth, which is more important. I'll show you an example of racism. Justin Bieber and Harry Styles fucked Taylor Swift from both sides and didn't call me. Oh, I forgot. I can't hold water. On everything, this tweet is 1000% true. I'm mad I haven't fucked Taylor Swift yet. I used to do this hug where I press my cock against the girl's leg and place my hand right where my pinky can touch the top of their ass and right under the small of their back. Good morning, retards. And Elon Musk would respond saying, good morning, retard. Hail Elon. Elon stole my Nazi swag at the inauguration. Yo, my guy, get your own third rail. Nobody sounds smarter than Indians with English accents. Wait, has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? They're retarded. No, like literally. And this is why artificial insemination is such a blessing. Having retarded children is a choice. I don't like Kendrick Lamar's music. He raps very good, but I didn't need to hear him on Cardi album. Outfit of the day, and it's literally just a KKK robe. Kanye says Vultures 3 isn't happening anymore because Ty Dolla $ign doesn't talk to him. When did Siri get so rude? I told Siri you are not needed right now. She said I figured as much. I was never allowed to do the Super Bowl because of 3 moments. George Bush don't care about black people, the Taylor Swift movement moment, wearing a MAGA hat, how it feels to be the best living and blocked from the main stage because of being ahead of my time. And I mean all of this before I went full Nazi, of course. I'd like to thank the Jews for porn, and I'm not being sarcastic, I love porn a lot. This contradicts his earlier tweets saying how it destroyed his life. Also, for some reason on Instagram, Kanye just unfollowed everybody that he knew besides Taylor Swift. That's the only person that he followed on Instagram for a point. Ain't no way Kanye thought I was Cardi. You think you can tell me to shut the fuck up? Do you not realize who you're talking to? I've forgotten more hits than you could ever think of. Where are you right now, Unk? I've always done everything in my power to protect you and your family forever, and this is how you repay me? I pray for what you are about to experience. I'm just a fan page, I'm not a Cardi bro, crying emoji. But you ain't about to be talking to him like that, I can tell you that much. So after recording these tweets, I found another video that's just an AI voice of Kanye, and there's even more tweets a part of this crash out.
It was so fresh. I'm going to normalize talking about Hitler the way they talking about killing niggas have been normalized. I'm a Nazi. I love Hitler, now what, bitches? Call me Adolf Hitler, and yo bitch still wants to fuck. I turned down 3 photos this week with Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs. Puff, we love you. My sales doubled last night. Damn, the world must be racist like me.
Who broke you, Kanye?
My name is Yeah, You Retard. I would imagine everybody on the planet wish they could do what I've done in the past 12 hours. 2.77 billion and counting. I love when Jewish people come up to me and say they can't work with me no more. It's my fave. Be clear, you Jewish niggas don't run me no more. This is a free country, and this is my free opinion. You abort black children for stem cells. Abortion is murder, and it's pushed onto the black and Latino communities. I'm never apologizing for my Jewish comments. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say forever. Where's my fucking apology for freezing my accounts? Suck my dick. How's that for an apology? Fuck all this woke shit they putting fat bitches on the runway. Nobody want to see that shit. It's unhealthy. It promotes obesity. And the wild shit is that when the fat bitches lose weight, then they lose their accept for Adele, because she actually has another talent than being used. Some of my best friends are Jewish, and I don't trust any of them.
Throughout all this, one day Kanye West decided to tweet up a storm about Jay-Z having to kill him, like he was ordered to do so. Which you remember at the beginning of the video, Jay-Z is kind of where Kanye West got his big break. Not to mention they've collaborated plenty of times in the following years, all the way throughout his career. But that leads us to the music that Kanye West has been making throughout 2025. But it's no longer under Kanye West, it is now under Ye, where the Kanye West profile has a goat for the profile picture. Ye has the default Spotify profile picture with 2 songs available, and that's not including the one instrumental of the band song, but we'll get to that. In March of 2025, World War III was released, having previously been teased by Dave Bluntz and Aiden Ross. It was also teased that World War III would be the name of a collaborative album between Dave Bluntz and Kanye West. If you don't know who Dave Bluntz is, I think this will get you caught up.
What are these bars?
The album would later be changed to Cuck on April 21st. Afterwards, Cousins was released, and Kanye West even had his own story to go alongside the song. Alongside the music video for the song, Ye tweeted out, "This song is called Cousins, about my cousin that's locked in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Perhaps my self-centered mass, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Ye, and I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14. Tweet sent." That's a very insane story to just drop out of nowhere alongside your song, which is also very insane, at least for the first verse. In comparison, the remainder of the song is very tame, just talking about drugs. That's very normal things for hood rap, right? You can really tell that there's Dave Bluntz's creative input within this album.
It's not an anti-Semitic album. It's a album about a man who has gone through a lot of pain and a lot of trouble. And I know it's not an anti-Semitic album, nigga, because I wrote that shit, me. Every song on that bitch, nigga.
Kanye West would go relatively quiet, mostly just teasing his upcoming song, which would release on May 8th. And the name of that song, I don't think I can exactly say verbally, so we're just gonna call it NHH. The lyrics of this song are so offensive that it's not even allowed on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, the list goes on. Spotify will allow songs about rape, songs about giving your cousin head. That was allowed on Spotify, but not this. The music video for NHH would feature a lot of black men in traditional African garb, only lip syncing to whenever Kanye West says NHH. In the hooligan version, their audio is recorded in place of Kanye's. "Man, these people took my kids from me, then they closed my bank account. Got so much anger in me, don't know how to take it out. With all the money and fame, I still don't get to see my children. Nibbas see see my Twitter but don't see how I'm feeling. So I became a Nazi. Bitch, I'm the villain. Obviously, the subject matter of the song is very funny if you're not personally offended by it. It is very absurd that in 2025 we have a song named something like this, but this first verse really frames it all into perspective, that this isn't just for shock and awe, this isn't just humor. This is coming from a man who lost what was important to him, what was the most important to him. He no longer gets to see his children, and now he's just trying to burn it all down. The system that refuses to let him see his own children. The society that enabled Kim Kardashian to divorce him and take $200,000 from him monthly. The system that has constantly derided him for decades now. Kanye West may be a very broken man, disheveled. In all three of his songs released so far in 2025, he has been referencing drugs. In World War III and NHH, both have been nitrous oxide, which has been referenced. It is very possible that is the drug that is the crux of the issue and why Kanye West has been acting so strange. But if researching this has reminded me that Kanye West has always been strange, he has always been unorthodox, he has always played outside of the rules, and this may be just what is the most offensive thing you can do in 2025. This may just be what is required to gain attention now in this ever-fleeting algorithm of the internet. I think some important questions should be asked about Kanye West himself. Was it him that really changed, or was it the world that changed around him? So I now have to record this after the fact, after editing everything, because breaking news, not really, because this takes a lot of effort to make. Please become a member and give me like money and stuff so I can hire editors. Kanye West is no longer anti-Semitic as he announced on Twitter. Kanye West has sent out the following message in a 1-hour time frame, saying, "I am done with anti-Semitism. I love all people. God forgive me for the pain I've caused. I forgive who have caused me pain. Thank you, God." I don't know what happened, but Kanye West maybe chilled out a little bit. And these tweets came out a little while after some activist group completely leaked his new album, Cuck, early. I listened to the full album. It's not good. I listened to it with Chaz. That's available on my Patreon if I remember to upload it there. Interestingly enough, that Kanye West really has not spurged out on Twitter as much since he sent out those tweets. So it is very much possible that these messages may be genuine, but who knows, only time will tell. And if he is onto some really whack stuff again, well, I'll be here. So make sure you subscribe for updates on Kanye West, if it actually does get bad, or I mean entertaining. I really hope it doesn't get bad to the point where Jay-Z genuinely kills him, but I do genuinely wish him the best. And if you want a moral to the story, Kanye West can be a little eccentric at times, and you may not understand where he's going, but don't let his current or future endeavors dissuade you from his past masterpieces of work, such as Graduation and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Not to mention Lift Yourself. No, but really though, Ye vs. the People, featuring T.I. as the People, underrated Kanye track. But please do tell me what your favorite Kanye West track is. I'm very interested in seeing the responses, assuming that's not all NHH. Okay, don't try to be the funny guy now. I just thought that we definitely should have it on the record that Kanye West has always been a little weird, a little controversial, a little bit of an asshole, frankly. And I don't want this newest round of controversy and provocative behavior to kind of overshadow his past work and obscure the pattern of behavior that is Kanye West. Because there is some genuinely good lyrics in that first verse of NHH. The reality of the situation is this song is a litmus test, and I passed it. And if you are epic like me and are subscribed to me and like this video, you passed it too. No one else did. They always, oh, he's praising Hitler. No, it's not about that. He was just being provocative. Just like the one sample of Nibbas in Paris, okay? What did he say? You gotta be provocative. That is Kanye West. Provocative. Why else would he have Milo Yiannopoulos of all people on his team? Even as recently as 2024, they've had Milo Yiannopoulos as their representative. I don't think that guy would have signed up if it wasn't for a little bit of trolling was included in the job description. This video was not just a video for me, it was a journey, and I hope it was for you as well, because I feel like I've learned a little bit about Kanye West, and I've learned a little bit about myself as well through just the research and the production of this video. I hope you all have a damn good one.
The idea of it just tears me up inside that I was a part of a culture that promotes this kind of thing. Like, one of the major statistics on the subject of life is that the greatest advocates for the A word are men from ages 31 to 37. And that's how old I was. And I felt like I was too busy. My dad felt like he was too busy for me. And we have a culture of that. And they have child rebel soldiers that were in Africa that would be doped up and psyched out and made to kill their parents. Well, in our culture, we're doped up and psyched out and made to kill our children.